This is breaking news from RTV6, working for you.
We are monitoring a tense situation right now in Randolph County near the Ohio state line. Law enforcement officers are literally under fire. This is a live picture from the town of Lynn, where a man with a gun fired from inside a home on the 800 block of West Church Street. We know at least one police officer has been injured, but officials say the injury is not life-threatening. This all began as a domestic disturbance call nearly 4 hours ago. Police, meanwhile, have urged people living nearby to stay sheltered until this very dangerous situation is resolved. We're monitoring this for you, and we will keep you posted on any new developments here. A Greene County home improvement contractor is facing criminal charges, accused of taking money and not finishing the work. Cody Hall is charged with theft and home improvement fraud. Records show that Erica Hudson paid him $30,000 back in May to put an addition and garage onto her home. Erica says the contractor started the job but didn't finish it, so she fired him and demanded her money back. Erica still hasn't received her $30,000, and now she wants others to know they shouldn't hire Cody Hall.
It's nerve-wracking. I'm a single mom. I had to quit a job working at my kids' school that helped me be accessible to them. So to find a higher paying job so I could just get the bills paid, because now I'm out $30,000, and if I wasn't going to have that addition, I'd be good.
We knocked on Hall's door and left our card, and also left a message for his attorney. His next court date is January 6th. The Secretary of State's office dissolved his company, Kosar Construction, this month because they failed to pay a required filing fee. A special prosecutor will decide whether a Fulton County mother will face charges following a courtroom encounter with the woman who killed her kids. Brittany Engel is the mother of the 3 children who died in a school bus stop accident in October of 2018. The woman charged in the case, Alyssa Shepard, was sentenced on Wednesday. As the hearing concluded, Engel struck Shepard as she was being escorted outside. Well, officers then took Engel into custody and placed her in handcuffs. The question now is whether Engel will face formal charges. The Fulton County prosecutor says that he is requesting a special prosecutor to make that decision because he does not feel he can be objectively unbiased. Working for you and getting results, an Indianapolis church that recently dealt with 2 major setbacks got a holiday boost after their story aired on RTV6. We told you Thursday about the devastating fire at the Church of the Lord Jesus Christ on the southwest side. The building sustained heavy damage, and dozens of Christmas presents marked for children were destroyed. The fire happened just weeks after the church lost their pastor, Chris Smith, in a shooting at a pub during his own bachelor party. After seeing our story, members of the Indianapolis Fraternal Order of Police and the Midwest Food Bank took action. We were there today when they surprised the church with 100 boxes of food that will provide 400 meals for the neighborhood. They also donated 2 $500 Meijer gift cards to help buy new presents. The electric car sharing service Blue Indy is pulling the plug in the Circle City. Blue Indy says it will end operations here on May 21st, 2020. The company says it was never able to reach the level of activity required to be economically viable here. Blue Indy started in Indianapolis in 2015 despite complaints from local businesses about losing parking spots in front of their storefronts. Before Indianapolis, the company was already in operation in France and Italy. A warning tonight for Monroe County residents: if you've recently used an online portal that allows you to access your property tax bills, you might want to change your password. The Monroe County treasurer says there was a breach and hackers may have been able to view your personal information. However, the breach did not affect any banking or credit card information because a separate company keeps that information. And just to be safe, officials suggest you get a new password for that portal. That breach happened on October 23rd.
We've made it to the end of the work week and essentially the end of fall, because about 24 hours from now, a little over that, winter officially arrives. At the same time, warmer air started to return. We're at 40. That's making progress for the high temperature today. 46 in Bloomington, 47 in Evansville. Temperatures right now at 34 in Indianapolis, still above 40 degrees. So you don't have any snow. Temperatures warmer. The ground is able to heat up more efficiently, and that'll be the game that we play over the next several days. Wind is light. With any breaks in the cloud cover tonight, I do anticipate some patchy fog forming. You can bet this will be a popular spot this evening. Monument Circle to check out the Circle of Lights. Temperatures fall into the middle to upper 20s at 11 o'clock tonight.
An Indianapolis high school tells us there aren't many programs out there designed to cater toward making sure older children have Christmas gifts. As RTV6's Troy Washington explains, the school is stepping up to meet this need the holiday season.
It's been 12 years since Dale Illingworth lost his wife. Today, this father of 6 knows all too well the stresses the holidays can bring.
Over the last 12 years, I've seen a lot of bad experiences.
But despite the bad, there has been good, like receiving Christmas gifts through the holiday program at Providence Cristo Rey High School.
The comfort of knowing that somebody else cares, I feel like that's what this program provides.
The Illingworth family is only one of 60 families filling relief through the program this year. The goal is to make sure that on Christmas Day, no child is left empty-handed.
95% of our students qualify for free and reduced lunch, so we know there's a huge need for this.
But what makes this program unique?
Toys for Tots, Shop with a Cop, and those are geared towards really younger kids.
Dr. Margie Crook says teenagers are sometimes forgotten about when it comes to getting gifts during the holidays, and it impacts them too.
Part of our mission is to help our students not only academically, but spiritually and emotionally as well.
Healing each student through one gesture of generosity at a time. Working for you, Troy Washington, RTV6.
The school is not only providing gifts, but they're also giving those families meals for Christmas, as well as making sure parents have food for the students at home through the entire holiday break. If you'd like to donate to the school, there is still time. It is a somber holiday tradition. Today, those who minister to the homeless in Indianapolis pause to remember those who passed away in 2019.
Corey, David, Daniel, David.
The names of 57 known individuals who experienced homelessness and died this year were read aloud during a memorial service at Roberts Park Methodist Church downtown. A candle was lit for each person and a bell tolled following the reading of each name.
I think one of the biggest challenges that people experiencing homelessness face is they feel like no one sees them. They've lost that sense of humanity or that human experience. And I think today is an important reminder for people that we do see you, and there are those that are walking alongside and advocating, and that people's housing circumstance does not define who they are.
The service is put on each year by the Coalition for Homelessness Intervention and Prevention. Organizers say on a single night in January 2019, nearly 1,600 people were identified as homeless in Marion County alone. Getting a job, a new job, about seeking a better future. But what happens when your past gets in the way? Next at 7 o'clock, how some hiring companies are making it a little easier to move on from mistakes.
This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
Hiring Hoosiers is an RTV6 commitment to connect you to job opportunities, education, and training. Since we began this project last year, we've been getting plenty of questions about landing a job if you have a criminal record. Well, I look at one organization which prides itself on forgiving the past for those who are committed to their future.
This is every day, every hour on the hour.
She's what's called a team lead 2 here at the Goodwill Outlet in Greenwood. In essence, an assistant manager.
So I do the schedule, I lead shifts, I do payroll. There's about 40 people that work on a shift, so we got to ensure their safety and everything's getting done.
Angel Beiersdorfer is proud of the strides she's made to get here.
Yes, a lot of confidence, because when I started here, I was in a halfway house, and I got the job here, and it was like the best day ever.
A halfway house was a step up for Angel. She knows what rock bottom really looks like.
So I had a drug addiction for about 10 years.
Daily doses of meth for 10 years eventually led to an arrest, jail time, a felony charge, and the Department of Child Services taking her kids away. She calls it her wake-up call.
Because I had nothing. Everything I've ever had was gone that day.
She made a pact to change, got clean, got out of prison and into a halfway house. She needed a job and she wanted her kids back.
All the way down.
But she also had a felony conviction.
The second they seen my record, they didn't want me. Like, I applied at Walmart, got the job. They got my criminal background back, and then they didn't have me start. Same thing at the dollar store. I didn't get the job. So then I came to Goodwill.
Goodwill says it has plenty of open positions in its retail stores and outlet stores like this one, but it also has open positions in the corporate level. They're all about giving people a second chance, too.
We believe that it doesn't matter what you did, it's what you can do and what an individual can do now and moving forward. So if you want a chance at Goodwill, you're going to get a chance. And if you want to advance at Goodwill, you can really do that if you stick with it.
Wait till they're set, please.
Angel is living proof. She started as a part-time donation attendant, moved up to cashier, promoted to a shift supervisor, on the path to run her own store. Upward moves, even with a felony conviction on her record.
It makes me feel like I still can be somebody, and my background doesn't judge me. I'm not judged by my background here.
More than 3 years clean and sober, a stable, budding career, and her children back home with her and on the honor roll, too. And given the current labor force shortage, more companies are making moves to employ job candidates who have drug or alcohol convictions as long as they meet certain requirements and conditions. Also, the state of Indiana recently passed a law to help applicants land a job. You can file what's called a restricted disclosure of arrests of convictions. It essentially blocks crimes on your record from showing up on criminal history checks. This applies to nonviolent and non-sexual offenses. If you want to learn more about open positions at Goodwill, its criminal record guidelines, or the Indiana restricted disclosure laws, we posted links in this story at hiringhoosiers.com. Only on RTV6, help wanted. The governor says that businesses in the state are looking to fill 103,000 jobs. RTV6's Rafael Sanchez sat down with the governor in his office to discuss a wide range of topics, from teacher pay to the vaping crisis to the state of the economy.
As you know, at RTV6, we have a campaign called Hiring Hoosiers.
That's awareness. Thank you.
And we bring awareness to jobs, we connect people to training programs. How do you get those folks still on the sidelines to buy in to the fact that there are jobs?
What we need is for everyone to understand that workforce development is work. It is not simply waiting on resumes anymore. It's going out and proactively saying, whether it's at one of our prison facilities. I mean, our recidivism rate's gone down 4% since I was sworn in because of, and not me, but because of the workforce development programs that are in our prisons. And the business community in these regions are saying, I used to be skeptical, now I'm not. These are some of our best, highly performing employees.
Well, from the economy to the upcoming election season, the governor will face a Democratic challenger. State Senator Eddie Melton and former Indiana Health Commissioner Woody Myers are seeking their party's nomination. We asked the governor if he was worried about his competition.
I'm not worried. We're going to be able to afford a historic public awareness campaign, and it's going to be focused on the future. It's going to be focused where this state is going.
So in 2020, you'll be the Goliath in this race?
Well, I'll take nothing for granted, I'll tell you that. We're keeping our foot on the gas because, most importantly, it's focused on putting people first, and that's why I'm running again.
Our entire conversation with the governor is a digital exclusive. It's up right now on our website, theindychannel.com. So you've got the presents all lined up. Now comes the next holiday challenge, getting them wrapped up nice and neat. Well, don't sweat it. We've got some tips that could cut your wrap time in half.
And traveling will not be one of the challenges. Across the country tonight, there are very few delays, no major storms around. LaGuardia, New York City, half-hour delay. Other than that, pretty good shape. We'll talk about the weekend and beyond coming up.
And don't forget WeatherTech gift cards.
Well, gift cards are always popular this time of year, and scammers are looking for new ways to take advantage of that. Many stores have cards on racks or in different departments. Security experts say those are favorite targets of scammers. They can get enough information to go online and monitor the card. Once it's activated, they can access the funds. Cards located at or near the registers are less likely to be compromised, as are cards that let you select the amount. Well, this is it, the final weekend to make your list and check them twice. Tomorrow is dubbed Super Saturday, and it could rival Black Friday for the busiest days of the year at stores. If you're planning to shop tomorrow, experts have a few suggestions to save you a lot of time and trouble. First, consider shopping online and then doing curbside pickup. This will also help you know what's in stock before you get all the way to the store. Second, it might be a good time to try out grocery delivery. Many offer same-day service, and you can often order more than just food. And third, get out there early. A lot of stores are extending their hours this weekend. And if you haven't wrapped your gifts yet, we're going to show you how to cut your wrapping time in half. Here's Annie Taylor.
Procrastinators or money savers, we have some unique tips from gift wrapping expert Cami Watulski to save you from a holiday headache. First up, we've all been there. We've either cut the wrapping paper too short or it's the end of the roll. Cami says don't throw it out. Turn the gift sideways and you should be able to wrap it with no issues. Next up, don't have wrapping paper or it's just too expensive? Cammie says there's nothing wrong with using tissue paper.
Tissue paper comes in a very nice packaging nowadays. You can get multiple designs in one package for just a few dollars. And it's usually between 20 to 30 sheets of tissue per package. So that's plenty for you to do a lot of gift wrapping.
But remember to use 2 to 3 sheets so you don't see the gift and the tissue doesn't rip. Soft items like clothes, they can be hard to wrap, especially if you don't have a box. Cammie suggests using 2 sheets of tissue. Roll the item up, place on the tissue, and then start to roll up the clothes into the tissue, making it look like a piece of candy. Use ribbon to tie the ends, and it's the perfect little Christmas tree. I'm Annie Taylor reporting.
And just like that, it should be much easier, right?
It looks easy.
Right. You know. Or you can just take it to the counter where they wrap it for you, and there you go. Boom. Easy as that.
Yeah. It's like assembly required.
Right, assembly
right?
required, wrapping required, tape required.
It's a talent, you know, and if you got it and you can do a good job, then that's great. All right, across the country, coast to coast, not much happening from San Francisco to New York City. There's some rain down in Houston and in the Pacific Northwest. I just give you the big picture. If you are traveling, no major storm systems expected here in the Midwest or the country for that matter over the next several days, and that leads to a dry forecast Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Temperatures, they'll respond to some of the sunshine and start to warm up. We first have to take care of that snow cover on the ground. We had 7 to 8 inches of snow with the storm system. Now we're starting to whittle that down. 31 is the current temperature in Terre Haute, 36 in Bedford. Bedford, Bloomington, Sullivan all made it into the lower 40s today. Hit 40 exactly in Indianapolis. Bankers Life Fieldhouse will be full of action during the day tomorrow with the Crossroads Classic basketball. Patchy fog first thing in the morning, especially I think in the western portion of the state. Wherever the sky's clear, that will aid in the fog development as the wind will be light as well. Gradually warmer temperatures, and not just for tomorrow or Sunday. The 7-day forecast includes temperatures that will remain above average for this time of year. 38 is our average high. There's the bar for average, and we're way up here. We may make a run at 50. We certainly will. South of Indianapolis, areas that don't have snow cover on the ground, and it may be Tuesday, Wednesday is when most of the evidence from our earlier snowfall will have been erased, and that kind of speeds up then the warming process during the day tomorrow. 40 degrees, as we mentioned, at 11:19 tomorrow night is when winter officially arrives. Temperatures on Sunday 2 degrees warmer. 42. The wind will be light still with a mixture of clouds and sunshine. And on Monday, 44 degrees. You get the idea of where we're headed, just gradually creeping into the mid, maybe upper 40s. Tomorrow, patchy fog in the morning, then decent amount of sunshine through the mid to late morning. 37 at noon, 40 your afternoon high. The wind is light out of the south. Temperatures across the region struggle to the north to hit that 40-degree mark. I think most of us from I-70 south will make it there. 45 Bloomington and Columbus, high temperatures. And then on Sunday, the only change, we still may have some patchy fog in the morning, will be the afternoon high. Should be just a couple degrees warmer at 42. Sunday high temperatures across all of central Indiana, low to mid 40s. Early next week, Christmas Eve day, Christmas Day. I'm conservative on my temperature prediction of 45 Christmas Eve day and 47 on Christmas Day itself. Very well make it to 50 in spots, especially south of Indianapolis. As you look at that 7-day forecast, notice the low temperatures as well. No Arctic air appears even beyond what you're seeing there into early January. The latest outlook hints at above average temperatures continuing.
So we have a mild holiday week, perfect for traveling.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Kevin, for that. And we'll be right back with more of RTV6 News at 7.
SteelDealers.com.
A former police officer in central Indiana here has a new name for himself as a police officer in a video game. Sheriff Straff is the top law enforcement officer in the fictional Blaine County of Grand Theft Auto 5. The 48-year-old had to retire from law enforcement after a heart attack, so he took his knowledge to the digital world. Well, Straff has more than 24,000 people following him, people who watch him play the game daily. He's been featured as a streamer and has received enough donations to pay for his gaming setup. What's crime like in Blaine County?
A lot of robberies. So, you know, that at that point, you've got a bunch of law enforcement officers that have to coordinate, just like we did on the street, of how to assess the situation and control it and bring it to a peaceful ending. And that's always a challenge because you're playing a character and you may not necessarily have that same desire to want to live as a character as you do in real life.
Straff did not want to give out his real name for safety purposes. He frequently answers questions from his chat about being a real-life officer. Look at that. Turned it into a new career.
It looks like a command center.
It really does.
Just to play that game. No command center needed in the weather office over the weekend or next week. 40 degrees tomorrow, some patchy fog both Saturday and Sunday morning. Temperatures eventually into the mid-40s. We'll wait patiently on that. Should be here early next week. Put a bow on it, right?
Put a bow on it. It's a holiday week coming up here. Hey, we want to thank you for joining us here at 7 o'clock. Kevin and I are back with you for the news at 11. Have a good evening.